Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Welcome to this session on setting customer satisfaction, or CSAT, targets in a call center. Setting the right targets is not just about choosing a number. It's about creating goals that are realistic, customer-focused, and operationally achievable. Too high, and targets become demotivating. Too low, and they fail to drive real improvement. In this session, we'll walk through the key factors you should consider, from understanding customer expectations to aligning with industry benchmarks to balancing operational constraints. By the end, you'll see how to set CSAT targets that challenge the team, reflect customer needs, and support sustainable business performance. In short, this isn't about hitting a score, it's about building a strategy where customer satisfaction truly drives growth and loyalty. Let's start with industry benchmarks and best practices for setting CSAT targets. Across the contact center industry, the average CSAT score typically falls between 80 and 85%. This range reflects standard performance, where most customers are satisfied, but there's still room for improvement. High-performing centers, however, set the bar higher, often achieving CSAT levels of 90% or above. These organizations make customer satisfaction a true differentiator, and their targets reflect a commitment to delivering consistently exceptional service. It's also important to recognize that targets can and should vary by channel. For real-time interactions such as voice and chat, customers expect immediacy and empathy. That's why benchmarks here are higher, often in the 90 to 92% range. On the other hand, for email support or back-office functions, where the pace of interaction is different, slightly lower targets of around 85 to 88% may still represent strong performance. The key is to use these benchmarks as a guide, not a limit. They provide a reference point to set realistic yet ambitious goals, ensuring CSAT targets are both competitive and achievable. The second factor in setting CSAT targets is aligning them with customer expectations and overall experience goals. If service consistency and brand reputation are strategic priorities, then CSAT targets should reflect that commitment. In such cases, organizations often set higher goals, signaling that customer satisfaction is not just a metric, but a promise to the market. Customer segmentation also plays a major role. Not all customers have the same expectations, and not all should be measured by the same standard. For example, VIP or high-value customers often require stricter CSAT goals, sometimes as high as 95% or more. For these customers, even small lapses in service quality can impact loyalty and long-term revenue. The message here is simple: CSAT targets should not be one-size-fits-all. They must be tailored to customer expectations and aligned with the brand's experience strategy, ensuring that the most valuable relationships are protected and nurtured. The third factor to consider when setting CSAT targets is the role of service level agreements, or SLAs. In outsourced or BPO environments, CSAT targets are often written directly into contracts. Performance against these targets can determine whether the provider earns bonuses or faces penalties. In this case, CSAT becomes more than a measure of customer sentiment. It is a contractual obligation with direct financial implications. In in-house contact centers, the approach is slightly different. Here, CSAT targets are usually tied to internal quality goals rather than penalties. The focus is on meeting or exceeding service standards that reflect the company's commitment to customer experience. The key takeaway is that CSAT targets must align with the operational and contractual context. In BPOS, they are closely linked to revenue protection and risk management, while in in-house centers, they act as benchmarks for maintaining and improving service quality. The fourth factor in setting CSAT targets is the nature of call volume and query complexity. For simple, routine queries such as balance checks, password resets, or status updates, customers expect fast and seamless service. Because these interactions are relatively straightforward, higher CSAT targets are both realistic and appropriate. Anything less would suggest process gaps or service inefficiencies. But not all interactions are simple. For complex, multi-step queries, such as technical troubleshooting, claims processing, or high-stakes financial transactions, customer patience is tested more easily. These cases often require longer resolution times and multiple checks, which naturally carry a higher risk of dissatisfaction. In such scenarios, CSAT targets should be set with realistic allowances that reflect the added difficulty. The key here is balance. By calibrating CSAT targets to the type and complexity of interactions, organizations ensure their goals remain ambitious but also fair and achievable for both customers and agents. The fifth factor to consider when setting CSAT targets is the size and skill level of the workforce. When a call center has a stable team of experienced and cross-trained agents, higher CSAT targets are realistic. Skilled agents not only resolve issues more effectively but also handle a wider range of queries without transfers, which improves customer confidence and satisfaction. On the other hand, environments with high attrition or a large proportion of new hires require a more measured approach. During training and stabilization phases, service consistency may take time to build. Setting overly aggressive CSAT goals in this stage can demotivate staff and create unrealistic pressure. Instead, CSAT targets should evolve with workforce maturity, starting with achievable benchmarks during onboarding, then gradually increasing as the team gains confidence and expertise. The key is aligning expectations with capability. A well-trained, stable workforce can consistently aim for excellence, while newer or transitioning teams should be given realistic targets that support growth without compromising morale. The sixth factor in setting CSAT targets is the level of technology and automation available in the contact center. Centers equipped with advanced AI tools, intelligent CRMS, and automation capabilities can realistically set higher CSAT goals. Features like AI-powered routing, predictive analytics, and real-time agent assist all contribute to faster resolutions, fewer errors, and smoother customer experiences. With this kind of support, agents are better equipped to meet and even exceed customer expectations. By contrast, centers running on legacy systems face more limitations. Slow platforms, disconnected databases, or manual processes increase handling time and effort, both for customers and agents. In these environments, it may be necessary to set slightly relaxed CSAT targets until upgrades are made. The important point is alignment. CSAT targets should reflect not only the aspirations of the business but also the tools supporting frontline teams. With modern, integrated technology, higher satisfaction is achievable. Without it, expectations should be adjusted until efficiency can be improved. The seventh factor in setting CSAT targets is the channel mix and the overall omni-channel strategy. In real-time interaction channels such as voice and live chat, customers expect immediate support and faster resolutions. Because the service is instant, CSAT expectations are naturally higher, and so the targets for these channels should reflect that, often in the 90% range or above. On the other hand, for asynchronous channels such as email or back-office processing, the dynamics are different. Customers generally anticipate longer response times and may be more accepting of delays. In these cases, slightly lower CSAT targets can still represent strong performance, provided the communication remains clear, accurate, and consistent. The key is to align targets with customer expectations for each channel, while ensuring that the overall omni-channel strategy delivers a seamless and consistent experience. Whether it's real-time or delayed, customers should feel the same level of care and professionalism across every touchpoint. The eighth factor in setting CSAT targets is balancing financial impact with cost optimization. Aggressive CSAT targets often require significant investment. That could mean higher staffing levels to reduce wait times, or advanced technology solutions to streamline processes and improve service quality. While these investments can lift CSAT, they also increase operational costs, so the business must weigh whether the return justifies the spend. On the other hand, balanced CSAT targets align customer satisfaction goals with financial realities. This means setting objectives that protect service quality while also keeping an eye on cost per contact and overall revenue retention. The goal is not to overspend to chase a perfect score, but to find the sweet spot where satisfaction, efficiency, and profitability all work together. In short, CSAT targets should drive customer loyalty and trust, but they must also support sustainable financial performance for the organization. The ninth and final factor in setting CSAT targets is historical performance and continuous improvement. The best way to set realistic goals is to start with data. Looking at the past 6 to 12 months of CSAT performance provides a clear baseline. From there, targets can be set for steady, progressive improvement, for example, aiming for a 2 to 3% increase per quarter. What's important to avoid are sudden, aggressive jumps in targets. Unrealistic goals can demotivate teams and set them up for failure. Instead, focus on steady, achievable improvements tied to root cause fixes. Whether that's reducing call transfers, improving training, or leveraging better technology, each small improvement compounds over time. The key message is this: CSAT targets should evolve. By using historical trends and committing to continuous improvement, organizations can push performance higher in a sustainable, motivating way that benefits both customers and employees. The 10th factor in setting CSAT targets is competitive benchmarking and brand positioning. Customer satisfaction doesn't exist in isolation, it's always measured against what competitors are delivering. By analyzing competitor CSAT scores, organizations can understand the industry landscape and identify where they stand. If competitors average 85%, simply matching that number won't help the brand stand out. To truly differentiate, CSAT targets should be set higher, positioning the company as a leader in customer experience. This approach ensures that CSAT goals are not only operationally relevant but also strategically aligned with brand positioning. In competitive markets, being above average in customer satisfaction isn't just a metric, it becomes a selling point that strengthens trust, loyalty, and long-term growth. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.